Hello you sexy biscuits and welcome back into Kingdom Come Deliverance. Today is a pretty big day for Kingdom Come Deliverance. Not only are we getting the Woman's Lot DLC on PC, but we're also getting patch 1.9. Now this is possibly the biggest patch we have ever received for this game. There are new features, there are bug fixes, there are graphical fixes, there are mod fixes. Yeah, this update is insane. So what I'm going to do today is go through the most important updates that I have seen. I will of course be leaving the full patch notes in the description below, so if you want to go read these for yourself or find ones that I haven't mentioned in this video, then make sure to go and do that. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the fact that they have modified the introduction to the game, as well as the tutorials that you see. Now something that I see quite a lot of people mention is that they never went and trained with Captain Bernard. This is one of the main things that I always tell people to go and do. Keep practicing with Captain Bernard, because not only do you get better at combat, but it's also good for leveling up. And they have finally fixed that. Bernard now has his own map icon when ready to train with Henry outside of quests. Many confusing situations during the first hours of gameplay have also been improved. They've also added some new tutorials as well as rewriting some with an emphasis on clarity. So no longer will you be confused of what to do. Now this is really nice. I wasn't expecting this. This is a cool bonus. So something that a lot of people really enjoy in this game, and it's one of my favourite features, are the random encounters that you experience while fast travelling. Those have been improved. Now you are going to get a better fast travel description for every event type, so you have a little bit more of an idea of what you're going to be stepping into. Although, events have been relabeled, so traps and ambushes are no longer revealed to the player by label, so it's not going to be like, oh, there's an ambush, watch out. My favourite bit here is, we apologise to all honest bandits in Ratai. Also, no event should catch the player again immediately after a successful evasion. So I've had it before where I've ended up leaving a situation after, let's say, dealing with an ambush, and there's been one random guy left behind, and if you try fast travelling, it will let you go a couple of feet, and then it will immediately stop you and be like, ambush! And you're like, well, I've killed everyone, haven't I? So yeah, they have finally fixed that. One of my biggest pet peeves in the main story of Kingdom Come Deliverance was dating Teresa. I loved dating Teresa. I thought it was done really, really well. It felt realistic. You actually had to wait quite a while. It wasn't so you could just keep on doing it over and over and over again. One of the biggest issues, though, was the fact that once you did the do, she stopped talking to you, like completely just started ignoring you, and that was the end of dating Teresa, and it was really disappointing. Thankfully, alongside this Woman's Lot DLC, they have been working on this as well. You can now continue to date Teresa after the act. Be careful though, Teresa has a mind of her own and can even dump you. Wow, she's going to dump me immediately. Soon as she sees what I've done in Ratai, she's not going to like me very much. But if she likes you, she can help you in your endeavours. Now, I'm not sure what this means. Are we actually going to be able to have her as a companion? Or are there going to be certain quests or missions where we have the ability to ask her for certain help? Maybe she can sneak into an area and deal with guards when we do other things. I really like this idea, and I really hope they flesh this out. So something that is of course coming is modding, and this is something that I am really excited for. I am going to be covering a crap ton of mods when they're out because it's really, really exciting. But they have actually started working on mods already. In patch 1.9, they have better handling of mods. After downloading this patch, all installed mods will be disabled and moved to a specific folder. So they're going to be creating a mod folder for you. Now, of course, we already did this in my tutorial on graphic presets, so we already have a mod folder. I'm not sure how this is going to affect that. I hope it's okay. So loading up the game, I have just discovered that they have made a new folder in my Kingdom Come Deliverance folder called old_mods. So all you need to do is just create a new mods folder and drag and drop the mods that you had into that said mods folder. Unfortunately, the mod that I used in my last video to make Kingdom Come Deliverance run better will not work anymore. So I will be updating that video as soon as I know more. One thing I will say right now is that I don't exactly agree with how they're doing modding in this game. It's very similar to how Bethesda does the Creation Club, where they basically will update the game and it will render every single mod useless. Thankfully with Warhorse it's not as bad as this, but down the line when the game is going to be completely moddable, if they did this it could render the game unplayable. I think there should be a set mod folder. And yes, some mods may not work when a new update comes out, but you can just go over to Nexus Mods or wherever the mods are going to be put and download an update. It's something to definitely think about for the future. Although some benefits have been made, the game now handles installing and uninstalling mods containing new NPCs, items, perks and buffs much better. This should solve many corrupted game saves. And also it now visually marks any save that is modded or was created from a playthrough using mods. Okay, so now we have the big stuff. This is new gameplay features which look awesome. We didn't want to leave the bandits and humans without pets, so we gave them dogs as well. Unfortunately, the dogs adopted their master's aggression and will attack Henry on sight. So yeah, bandits are now going to have their own dogs, which I am really excited about. We did see some footage of this going back a while ago. Players can now switch to Simplified Lock-Picking for gamepad in game settings. Holy crap, they have actually fixed lockpicking. Okay, this is something that people have been talking about since day one. Personally, I like it on keyboard and mouse. I think it's great on keyboard and mouse. But as a lot of people say, gamepad is almost unplayable. I hate lockpicking on a gamepad. So yeah, this was needed. I'm very excited that they have now added this. Changes have been made to enemies' perception to improve the stealth experience. So yes, you're actually going to be able to stealth easier because the NPC's perception is not godlike. So hopefully this stops random people going, "What's that? What? Who's there? What's that?" They do that with anything, even if Henry just farted. Many NPCs will now take cover from rain, under roofs or trees. Now oddly, I already thought they did this. I think in one of my more recent videos I pointed out how cool it was that they took cover, so unless it was only certain NPCs that did it, I'm not sure. Guards now confiscate stolen items dropped near Henry when frisking him. So let's say a guard comes up to you and you're like, "Oh God, I've got the bailiff's pants in my pocket." You end up throwing them on the floor and think, okay, it's safe. They're not going to take those. I can then pick them up when he leaves. Unfortunately, now that's not the case, and they will notice that and go, "Hang on a minute, you've just thrown that on the floor. You've just thrown the bailiff's pants on the floor." And you're like, "No, I never touched the bailiff's pants." And they're like, "Yes, you did, and we will now take them. Why are they covered in poo?" What is this channel? Dogs will now fall asleep after eating food with sleeping potion. That is incredible. Awesome. Okay. New first-person dialogue camera has been added. So yeah, you're actually going to be able to see through Henry's eyes as he looks at the person he's talking to. The first quest for every DLC now has custom map icons. So no longer will it be like, I don't know where the DLC is. I can't find it anywhere. Now it'll be marked pretty accurately. Shooting on the move should be more precise now. The arrows were previously shot before the animation completely ended. So yeah, it's obviously going to be a bit more accurate. So when you're on pebbles, let's say, and you're trying to shoot down that one guy that you've been chasing for the last half an hour with bow and arrow, it's going to be a lot easier to kill him. Merchants now have correct purchase prices corresponding to their trade, and the amount of groschen on NPCs is now more accurately adjusted to their profession. So let's say you find some homeless guy who's only going to probably have like 1 groschen as opposed to 5 million. So the last thing I wanted to talk about today is optimization, because this is pretty freaking important. Changing graphics settings is now much faster. This is something that I noticed before I had the game on an SSD. It would take about 2 minutes or so to change one setting. So yeah, I'm glad that they have changed this so now it's a little bit quicker. We've solved many performance peaks to optimize the game. Frame rate should be more consistent now. Now I'm yet to try this in Retire, and we're going to probably do that in an upcoming video, but yeah, I really hope that this has fixed that performance issue. Frame rate in battle slightly improved by adjusting visual settings. So I'm guessing this has some kind of adaptive visual settings, which is kind of cool. So let's say you're playing on the Nintendo Switch. If you get into too much action on the Nintendo Switch, it'll kind of drop down the resolution a little bit to give the game more resources. So I'm guessing they've used a similar thing on this, which is pretty interesting. We have slightly improved frame rate in the most demanding locations by removing some light sources. Now, I'm not sure that Ratai had a lot of light sources. I mean, at night, definitely you would have civilians walking around with their torches, but in terms of light sources outside, that wasn't really an issue, so I'm not sure if they're talking about Ratai here. Graphical settings have been adjusted. Lower settings should look the same and run slightly faster, and higher settings should run the same and look slightly better. There are a lot of quest fixes and bug fixes in these patch notes. Now, obviously, if I read out some of these quest fixes, it's going to give spoilers, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, there is a lot here. So if you want to see everything, make sure to go to the link in the description below and read it for yourself, because honestly, there are so many fixes here. It's incredible. Now, you've got to remember, this is patch 1.9. This is the first patch we've had in about 2-3 months, which is incredible. I think this is the longest amount of time since a patch has come out. But before I go, I want to read one of the bug fixes here, and that is the fact that Johanka doesn't dress herself on the dung heap anymore. Oh, I'm so glad they fixed that one. Also, visiting baths will not result in a trespass crime anymore. So I've just noticed a pretty big one here that I think they should have put higher up, because this is something that I've seen people asking since day one, and that is clothing clipping. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically, if you put on a hat and you have a collar underneath said hat, that collar can sometimes stick out from beneath the hat, which obviously makes no physical sense. So what this is going to do is it's going to get rid of clipping issues, and apparently they have now been fixed, so that is awesome. And to finish this video, dead dogs don't bark anymore. It's like the terrible sequel to Dogs Go to Heaven, isn't it? Oh, that is brilliant. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. As I said, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below. We can expect the Woman's Lot DLC to be releasing sometime today, so make sure to keep checking on Steam and Good Old Games. Now, as I mentioned in a video that's possibly either coming out before or after this, the DLC is not coming to consoles until June 11th. And the Royale Edition has been, unfortunately, delayed until the 28th of June. Tell me if you found any funny fixes in here, because I want to see them. And yeah, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. But until next time, make sure to subscribe. And that's me out. Bye, guys.